losses on the year, 3 of those by a single run. So this is a team after a resurgent 2024 season ready to make a push in Big Ten play. As we look at the Michigan lineup, we talked about the speed, the craftiness of Indiana Langford, but pay attention once we get a little bit farther down. Lauren Putz hitting .425, the freshman from Arizona, leading this offense in about every single statistical category.
Yeah, puts us front of Lauren Putz there in that 4 spot, really key for this Michigan offense to really make something happen.
They're facing Bree Godfrey in the circle. There's a swing and a miss there, and she has inserted herself as a top of the rotation starter after Courtney Weiss graduated.
A lot of big shoes to fill with the graduation of Weiss. She's Maryland, and you can almost feel like the speed of the game is just maybe moving a little bit quicker than they want.
A big power bat. Ellis Stevenson steps to the plate, a sophomore and Michigan native. Someone who head coach Bonnie Tholes says is always going to have dependable at-bats. She already comes up in a juicy opportunity. Trying the throw down to second is going to be kept short. And now 2 runners in scoring position for the Wolverines. And they just put their foot on the gas in a hurry here in the first inning.
Sometimes you have to start a game like that, because if that's what you do is really get the runs going early and often, score early and often, and that's really where you set the tone and make it hurt early, then you make
the Phoenix area.
Really, when you're looking at the stats of what Lauren Putz can do, with a base to give, do you really look and say, okay, well, I'm going to go down to Lily?
Boy, does that say a lot about the start of the career by Lauren Putz, where we're talking about in conference play intentionally walking her because of the bat she's carrying right now.
Well, and she is a freshman, and so I think when you look at it that way, like, does she have that respect yet? Maybe she doesn't, because she is only a freshman. If you know, I'm air quoting, nobody can see me, but I'm air quoting because she's only a freshman. Maybe I give her a little more respect because I know her mom has beat her today. She was not as strong about getting on base as she was, so that was a win. That's the opposite of my argument.
But she still had that support around her in the same kind of way, where if Putz does start drawing that kind of attention,
absolutely, Michigan
has that confidence that they can be robust in that regard.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, again, 2 sides of the argument, but, and, you know, again, a coach can make a decision one way or another, and heartbeat of the team, she kind of, as she rises in energy, they rise. And so for her to really bring it today and really bring the energy, that's really important to this team. You saw that 290 batting average, but that's not always indicative of what she can do. Lauren Durkowski there in the circle is going to be a tall order. She throws in the high 60s, a curve, a rise, a really good change, and she's most effective with that good change. When I'm talking with Bonnie Tholes.
Cornwell at the plate. This Maryland team still trying to find its offense at this point in the year. They're 11th in batting average as a team, 16th in OPS. Don't get a ton of home runs, 16 as a team as well. But really their strength is their connectedness to each other. Excellent play there up the middle by Ella McVeigh, but still a runner-up.
It's a pretty tremendous play by Ella McVeigh. She had to charge the play, her entire body going towards first base, and yet she still makes the decision to go after the lead runner, take a peek, and know that she can get the lead runner, McFarland, and time it a little bit better.
You're right about Benson being patient in this at-bat.
Worked it full.
Still just one away for the Terrapins, trying to strike back. Benson lofts this out to left field.
Take a cut, allows Durkowski to get ahead in the count.
As a swing and a miss, strike 3. And after a hit by pitch to the leadoff, total Big Ten teams for last week, for this week, getting the opportunity to play in this dirt, in this city, and be able to experience this park.
You talk about power numbers. That one was a no-doubter in every sense of the word. The moment she put her bat on that ball, she knew that it was gone. That was straightaway center, all the way out of here. Just a solid hit, squared up beautifully to get that quick ground ball out again. I always like to call out that resilience. As soon as you give up a big hit or a home run or anything like that, that you go and you go after that next out. Because so often you can see pitchers that come through and it just kind of unravels. And if you can come back and you can get that next out, you get back into your game and you focus and you don't let it unravel.
This, but it's going to involve you changing your identity as a pitcher. And she said, I want to be good, I'm going to do anything. And she embraced that challenge.
Yeah, I mean, changed her delivery and everything. And keep in mind, like, you change a delivery for a pitcher, that's a lot. I mean, this is something that pitchers work on from the moment and now she's been pretty consistent to do that. 300 hitter in that 9 spot, and it has really been a great thing to be able to turn the lineup around to Indiana Langford at the top and have the back-to-back speed of the two of them. And then Langford then at the top of the lineup where Sealer almost looked like there was a chance to save it. There was some height on this ball. Janisa Conway with her strength and inside pitch that she just lifts. High flying ball. You could see it. McFarland looked like she thought she had that ball in her glove. Not enough. The excitement from Conway. She makes it home to her team. It looks like she just slipped a little bit or tripped a little bit. It would be called a pitch violation, so it will be a ball.
It is a 2-0 count. She said, my bad. There's that off speed in there for a strike to rebound. Hard line drive, and that is foul.
Still hit hard, but way ahead of it is Putz. When you have a slower pitcher or somebody that throws a lot of changeups, different speeds, and again, Booker's changeup is 41. Her slot.
Putz gets another great swing off this one and gets it out of the park. Lauren Putz flexing her power in Oklahoma City. If she hadn't already caught your attention, now's the time to season. The workhorse behind the plate, and this time at it as she works a walk to extend this inning. And with Ellie Sealer coming to the plate, that means we've batted around here in this second inning for the Wolverines.
And this is the hard part. You see another pitcher out there for Maryland in the bullpen.
I'm very interested to see how that all plays out because this is different. New scouting reports, new matchups, new stadiums as well.
Right. I mean, UCLA is bringing 12 national championships. Washington brings 1. And Oregon to me, I mean, I watched them play in a game we called earlier this week. Granted, it was a rain out, and I watched them play in
program that we're never on our heels. We're never playing tentatively. It's always aggressive. Swing freely. That is a message she is consistently harping on. And boy, has that been the case for the Michigan Wolverines. And for Maddie Erickson, 12 home runs last season as a freshman. And this one, she absolutely crushed to center field.
Yeah, and this should wise. There's another weak ground ball. Like, that's wins for somebody that has that spinny pitching. And that's what you would expect to see from somebody like Booker in the circle.
They had been warming up Audrey Worst in the bullpen, but Booker came right back out, very composed.
Settled in a little bit. Absolutely.
Ella McVeigh walking with a 7-0 lead here in Oklahoma City. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for the Terrapins, who immediately got themselves into a hole in the first inning, a 2-0 deficit. But Michigan came out with the same offensive tenacity in the second.
Weight of the whole team. When I can't carry the offensive load, that's not part of my job.
Like, I'm trying to do everything I can. What more can I do?
Right. Your job is to keep the score to 0 for as long as the score needs to be 0 until your team pushes one run across. That is your job. And it doesn't matter how long it has to be that way. You do it for as long as you can do it. And sometimes it feels like a lot. Kind of, let it go. Which is not the song that I imagine she hums. Is Let It Go. But she finds a way to balance it out, I think, better than probably other engineers that have been in the circle for Michigan. But she does do a very good job. I do think that sometimes you can see the weight of the world on her shoulders, at least for me.
And on the road at that. And it is tough to hit against a team like Rutgers. You have Ella Harrison, the freshman from Western New York, who already has a no-hitter this season. 5th in the Big Ten in ERA, too. This Maryland team came off that series feeling really good into Oklahoma City. Her and Kansas Robinson of Northwestern. It's a fun tidbit.
I like it.
Not picking one over the other, but they're both fantastic, top-of-the-order batters, great defenders.
That's a great tidbit.
That's something you see every
I
day.
thought you were going with that.
Keeping you on your toe.
Run and gotten through the infield. Hard question. You got to react as a pitcher. I mean, Booker didn't do anything wrong there. That was the right call for her to try to make the play on it. But it is kind of one of those bummer situations where you think maybe a fielder could have taken care of it behind her.
And we saw in that replay, too, as this throw goes into second. And Langford is safe, showing off her wheels. You
can tell how hard hit that ball was, Conway. He puts her bat on the ball, always hit hard.
Booker now facing Ella Stevenson. There's a long ball throw. Wolverines, it looked like the throw was right there, being in position. And they might have another look at this. Or maybe Coach Karn is not going to bring the challenge.
And take a look at this. It looked like the throw beat her. And at the last second, it looked like to save. So there was something in that moment on that bang-bang call that he felt like maybe there was spacing between that glove of Sam Bean and Indiana Langford's leg.
That might be the best look.
Yeah. And no doubt, I mean, his positioning is great there. He sees it. You see, he was getting ready to call her out and immediately changed his call to safe.
Looked like Booker and Bean were pretty shocked at that too, thinking they executed that play at the plate. And then having to continue on here with 2 outs.
Yeah, well, I think it's just unfortunate because, again, the throw.
Lauren Durkowski back to work this season, surpassing 500 career strikeouts. And she is chasing that number 9 spot held currently by Sarah Griffin, mentioning her name in the record books. As Coach Thole was also talking about that name on the jersey as well, making her impact known.
Grabbing her neck, I was afraid it was missed the chest protector a little bit, but luckily the bulk of it grabbed the chest protector there.
Coach Thole says of Valamon, she is the workhorse behind the plate. She's an iron woman, someone who handles this staff well to go along with it as Durkowski works a strikeout.
We've been talking about, again, perfecting this changeup. Been so consistent with it when you do lose it or when it gets too fast. Like, that's a hard spot to be in.
Over the glove of Durkowski, charging in McVeigh. Will not get it in there in time. And a base hit for Murphy. Bailey Murphy on base last year. Minimal opportunities for her now by Conway. And the inning is over. It's the very first Big Ten game of the season. And leading 8. Big thing to have at that part in the lineup. But base is empty for Maddie Erickson, who had a big solo home run in this game. One of 3 home runs for Michigan in this game. Not the gaudiest power numbers. They're 7th in the Big Ten in home runs, especially because you're looking at other teams like Nebraska, Ohio State, who just crushed the ball game after. Jenny, to see how many more innings Kira Booker is able to pick up. If you remember her freshman season, she led the country with 12 saves. That set a new Big Ten single-season saves record, surpassing Northwestern's Danielle Williams. Last year, her ERA inflated above 6, just